Good evening, everyone.
Wouldn't you?
Welcome to the Oviedo City Council meeting. This is our special session. So for those of you with us this evening, we are going to go through the budget items that we need to do. Then we are going to take a recess for 10 minutes while the clerk resets, and then we will start the regular meeting. So we have all members of council are present. So our first order of business is Resolution 3231-16, which is establishing the tentative fiscal year 2016-17 millage rates and scheduling of the first budget public hearing. At this time, I would like to go to the city manager for a brief background, and then we'll turn it over to the city attorney to read the resolution by title only.
I'll give it to you.
Want me to have it read by title only first, Mr. Cobb?
Yes, Mayor, that would be the best thing to do.
Okay. Mr. Groot, can you please read by title only?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Resolution adopting the tentative millage rates to be levied for fiscal year 2016-2017 by the City of Oviedo City Government. Adopting the millage rates for the 2016-2017 fiscal year for the City of Oviedo at the overall combined rate of 5.2820 mils, with 5.0566 mils for the city's operations and 0.2254 mil for payment on the 2003 general obligation bond issue voted debt service, expressing legislative and administrative findings and intent, establishing the date, time, and place for the first public hearing on the tentative millage rates to be September 8, 2016, and the first public hearing on the proposed budget on the same date at 6:30 p.m., and providing for Scrivener's errors, implementing administrative actions, a savings provision, conflicts, severability, and an effective date. That's the resolution by title, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Groot. Mr. Cobb, can you give us a brief introduction?
Yes, Mayor. As you can see up on the wall, we were able to accomplish a number of things this year. And unless council wants me to walk you through them, I'll remain here.
Let me check with council. Council, do you want Mr. Cobb to walk us through all the items? Councilwoman?
Not unless everybody else wants to hear it.
Councilman Shank?
Nothing.
No? No, we did the workshop. See it? Good. We're good, Mr. Cobb. Why don't you give us a brief synopsis? It's all up there. Everybody can read it.
I'll give you a really brief one then. The charter requires the city manager to bring you a budget by the end of July of each year. You received your budget, and I'm happy to announce that the draft budget or recommended budget is balanced. It's balanced with an ad valorem millage rate of 5.0566, a general obligation bond millage rate of 0.2254, and a total millage rate of 5.2820. I want to thank the City Council for your input and the time that you put in during our work sessions. We appreciated your candid discussions and also the clear direction that you gave us. And I would also state that we were able to accomplish, it was interesting, we were able to accomplish more this year than we did last year. But this year was more of a challenge to us. And so we had we actually still have some revenues that haven't come in yet, haven't received the final notice. But we have balanced. I do appreciate the City Council giving us the opportunity to transfer the savings of the GO bond. That went a long way in getting the budget toward balancing. Tonight it is recommended that you establish the tentative millage rate of 5.282 mils, which is composed, as I mentioned before, of the general fund millage of 5.0566 and a general obligation bond rate of 0.2254 mils. Mayor, if you look on page 4 of your memorandum, it is recommended that City Council adopt resolution number 3231 that does establish the tentative millage rate, and it also establishes a first public hearing for September the 8th, 2016. Mrs. Hayes has given some advice there underneath the recommendation for the motioner to assist with how to make the motion. There are certain things that statutes require us to state as part of that motion, and she has placed it there under the recommendation. With that, Mayor, we recommend adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 3231-16, adopting a tentative ad valorem millage rate of 5.0566 mills for fiscal year 2016-2017, adopting a tentative general obligation bond millage rate of 0.2254 mills, also for 2016-17, adopting a tentative total millage rate of 5.2820 mills, which results in a millage increase of 5.18% above the rollback rate of 4.8074 mills. Also scheduling the first public hearing for September 8, 2016 at 6:30 p.m. here at City Hall, 400 Alexandria Boulevard, Oviedo, Florida, 32765.
Second?
We have a motion and we have a second. The motioner was Councilman Henkin.
Yes. Well, I just want to thank our budget staff. Hard work, a lot of workshops, and every year the budget's challenging. But to fund all of that in tough times with limited sources of income, it was really a testament to you all. So Robin and your team and Brian, everybody, thank you so much. The workshops were great. The city of Oviedo has got a great budget and has got a lot of things funded that the residents can be proud of. So this is a good budget. I might add that this millage rate, total millage rate, is lower than it was when I came here 11 years ago. So doing all these new things with a millage rate that's lower than 11 years ago is really quite an accomplishment. So Mr. Cobb and your group, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Great. Who was the second? Councilman Britton.
Again, thanks to staff. Good job.
I heard lots of.
And I'm kind of echo what Councilman Henkin said. I think we get a lot of value out of our staff and out of the work you do to use the limited funds you have. So congratulations. And let's have a good year with it.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman?
I'd also like to thank the budget team. I think you did a great job, but I'd really like to give a special thanks to all the staff and the department heads in the city, because they have done things with so little money in these past few years that you just wouldn't believe. People may say, well, what do? They haven't done this. But what you really need to do is ask them, what have you done? Because they could give you a list that could be a mile long. They have been incredible. So thank you, Mr. Cobb, and for your staff, for the great job that you have done over the years. I'm very, very impressed in the budget system that Robin has put together with her team is the best that I've ever seen. It is so understandable and transparent. Robin, you do a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Deputy Mayor?
I echo all those comments, and I'll add one little thing that, as you're looking up there, it says funded health insurance rate increase. It's a testament over the years, the forethought that went into having the clinic out there to help us keep those rate increases from overwhelming the city over the past few years and allow us to have a little bit of extra money to do other things and things we needed to do. This is the first year that we really saw a health rate increase of any significant portion. So it's just, again, the forethought that's put in by the staff and the budget team especially. Really appreciate all you guys have worked hard the last, it seems like it's year-round. I want to say the last few months, but I really know that you guys really year-round put the effort in to make sure things that are followed, that are up on there are actually getting accomplished, followed through on, and coming to fruition in the way that those plans up. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Without sounding redundant, it was a great job this year to all. We're getting more done each year. We're catching up. We have been in a catch-up mode since the crash of the economy when revenues just plummeted and staff was cut. Most folks don't realize how much the staff was cut and how hard your city staff worked over the years without the proper staffing levels that we are now just starting. We're not there yet, but we're starting to recover from that. So that is great to see. There's a lot accomplished up there that last year, we tried to get done, and a lot got done, but this year there's a lot more on that board. And this year, the website will be redone. So all you who go on our website and moan about it, we feel your pain. So it is funded, budgeted, and Mr. Cobb, correct me if I'm wrong, but the RFP is out on the street, isn't it?
The RFP is on the street, yes,
There
sir.
we go. RFP is request for proposal, so we're getting there. Mr. Cobb, before I call the question on this item, just quickly, the council discussed a bond referendum for the sorely needed public safety building and the
Yes, sir.
renovation of the old public safety building. Is that coming to us in August?
Yes, sir, that is the plan. Mr. Groot is working on the ordinances as we speak, and we'll be bringing first reading August 1st, and then August, I believe, 15th will be the second reading.
And that'll
public
be
hearing.
on the general election in
Yes, sir.
November. Good.
For November.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. All righty. Is there anything else from council?
Good.
Mr. Cobb, do you have anything to add for the good of the order?
No, sir.
All righty. With all of that being said, the motion on the table is to adopt Resolution 3231-16 as presented. All in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, we are going to take a short recess. I am going to adjourn the special meeting. We will reconvene at 10 of 7.